Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's learn how to work with date and time in Java. Java provides extensive support for working with date and times. Java 8 basically introduced new API for working with date and time. Previously or prior to Java 8, we had the legacy date and calendar class to work with date and time. These classes came from java.util. We had date and also we had the calendar class. Also came from java.util. The problem with these two classes were that they were very error prone, they were not flexible, and they had less functionality to work with date and time. Also, the main big problem with calendar and date was that they were not thread safe. They were mutable and they were not thread safe. So the modern API that comes from java.time, for example, we have LocalDate that comes from java.time. These classes or functionalities, they have a lot of functionalities. They are modern, they're more flexible, and they are immutable and thread safe. So in this video we will learn all about working with date and time with classes that come from java.time, which is modern API to work with date and time in Java. So first let's just create a local date. This class comes from java.util. We want to say create today equal to local date. This class has a lot of methods, static methods that we can call. For example, we can call the now method and we can pass the zone ID, or we can call only the now that is going to give us the date, the today's date. So let's call that function LocalDate.now. It's going to give us today's date. Let's print today. So it's going to give us 2024 month 11 and day 28. So in this format, we can also change the format of these dates using the DateTimeFormatter. Let's learn how to change. Example, we want the month to come first, and instead of this dash, for example, we want slash, then we want the day and the year at the end. We can change the format of this default format using the DateTimeFormatter. Yeah, DateTimeFormatter. We can create a format. Let's call it formatter, or let's call it DateFormatter. We want to format our date equal to DateTimeFormatter dot of pattern. We can give a pattern. For example, we want the month first. For month we can give double M. Then we want the day, and we want the 4-digit year for Y. So this way we can pass a formatter or format the date, the default format. So let's call that to, or the format, I think, yeah, format. It takes a date time formatter. We have created a date and time formatter format. Let's pass our date formatter, and this will return this as a string. So let's print it. We have our date format. We can change it. For example, if we want 2-digit year, we can do that. It prints only 24. Or we can, let's say, if we give 4 M's instead of printing 11, I think it will print, it will spell out the month. Let's check that. Yeah, we have, instead of 11 we have November. But if you want only the 3 letters or NOV, we can do that by providing 3 M's. November 28 2024. Let's give it 4-digit year. So this way we can create a date, or also we can manually create a date by passing the year, the month, and the day. Local date dot, I think, off. We have parse. We can parse a date from a string or a text. if we are reading some data that in the form of a string, we can parse it to a date, or we can create, if we have month, year, month, and day, we can create call the of, and let's say we want to create a date of 2023, and let's say month February and day 23. So it's going to return a local date. We can store it in a local variable. Let's call it last year. So let's print last year also. Last year we have created a date manually, 2023 02/23. This is the month, this is the day, and the year. If you wanted to format this, we can call the format method here and pass our date formatter or other format that we want to give. Let's say we want to give it this format. So February 23, 2023. We can also parse the date from a string. Imagine we read the date information from a string or API. Let's say a string given date equal to 2010 08 12. So we can parse this date and create a local date from it. LocalDate.parse. Let's pass given a string or given date, and this is going to return a local date. Let's call it parsed date, and we can print that parsed date. Yeah, we have created this date. We can call some functions here. For example, if you want to check if it is a leap year, we can check if this given date is a leap year. False, it's not a leap year. I think 2012 was a leap year. Let's check that. Yeah, 2012 was a leap year. We can get the date from, we can get the month from this date. We can get the day or the year. There are plenty of functions that we can call. Get day of the month, day of the week, days of the year. Get year, takes only and print the year 2012. Yeah, to work with time, let me comment out these codes. We can use the LocalTime that comes from java.time package. Let's call it now equal to LocalTime.now. Let's get the present time and print it. Print now. It's going to give us the hour, the minute, and the second, and the millisecond. So we can also apply some format for our local time also. Let's create a formatter for that. DateTimeFormatter, let's call it time formatter equal to DateTimeFormatter dot of pattern. Say we want to just print the hour, the minute, and the second. We don't want to print the millisecond, so we can give, we want the hour, we want the minute, and we want the second. We don't want the millisecond, so we can call the format method and we pass our formatter, time formatter. It's going to print only the hour, minute, and second. Say we just want the hour and minute, and we don't want it in like a 24-hour. We want it like 12-hour. We can pass small h here. The time is now 10:24. But if you wanted to print AM or PM also, we can say A for AM or PM. So it says 10:25 PM right now. Or if you wanted to print like one digit for hour or one digit for minute, we can pass only H and M. Imagine if it is 10 like 10 5 minutes, it's going to, instead of 05, it will print only 5. So I'm gonna give it back double M and double H. We can also make a time by passing the hour and minute and second manually. LocalTime.off. Let's say we can pass the hour, the minute, the second, and the millisecond. Let's say we want to make a time of 8 o'clock, 8 hour, let's say 4 minutes, and let's store it to a local time, custom time. Let's print that. It's out. Custom time. We have created 4 past 8. So we can give it our format also. Let's pass our format, time formatter. So it prints the 2-digit hour and the 2-digit minute. If you want 1 digit, let's remove this M and H. So 8:04 AM. We can also parse from a string, and we can apply some other functions like formatter time dot, let's say, custom time dot get hour. We can get the hour to print only the hour or the minute or the second. It's 8 o'clock. If you don't want to work with local date and time separately, we have another class for both date and time that's called local date and time. Local date and time, let's call it local date and time equal to local date and time dot now. It includes both the date and the time, or let's call it now or today, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it now. Let's print now. This has more information. We have the year, the month, and the day, and this T is a separator, and the time starts, for example, 22 hour, 28 minutes, and 29 second, and this much millisecond. We can give format for this also using date and time formatter. Let's say date and time formatter equal to date and time formatter dot of pattern. Say we just want the name of the month, the full name of the month, slash the day, slash 2-digit year, a space, and for time we say just want hour, minute, and AM or PM. That's it. We can pass the formatter here, dot format date and time formatter. So this way we can have both the date and the time. Now let's apply some arithmetic operation on date and time. Let's create a date, local date, let's call it now or today, equal to local date dot now. So let me print that. This out today, and let's give it a format also. I don't like this format. We had a date formatter here. Yeah, let me copy this, paste it here, and comment, and let's give it dot format date formatter, print it. Suppose we want to know the date before, like 1 week or 2 weeks ago, so we can say minus a week. Say we want to know the date 4 weeks ago, or let's say 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago the date was October 17, 2024. Or let's say what we want to know like the date 10 years ago dot minus year. 10 years ago, what was the date? It was 2014 November 28. We can calculate the future also, like instead of minus we can say I think plus. Yeah, plus days plus months. Say we want to know like what is the date after 12 weeks. So after 12 weeks it's gonna be 2025 and February 20. So this way we can also apply some arithmetic operation on date and time. We can apply the plus and minus on time I think also. Let's create local time. Now time equal to local time dot now. Let's print it. So now time. Yeah, we have that. I don't want to apply some format here. Let's say what we have here, plus hour plus minute. Let's say what would be the time after like 19 minutes. The time after 19 minutes would be 22:52. So this way we can apply some arithmetic operation. Now, next let's learn how to calculate the duration between two given times. So let's say we have two times. Let's create some date and time. Time local date time. Let's call it start equal to local date time dot off. Let's create it manually, or we can let's create it manually. 2020, let's say 20. The month, let's give it 02, and for the day let's give it 12. For hour let's give it 8 o'clock. For minute let's give it 45 minutes. We don't want to work with second, so let's create an end also. We want to calculate the duration between these two time frame. Let's call it end. Say we want to give it 2024 month 10, for example. Day of the month, let's give it 23. Hour, let's give it 4, and 25 minutes. So we can get a duration between these two time frames using the duration class, duration.between start and end. I think it's going to return a duration. Yeah, a duration. So let's store it in a local variable. Let's call it duration. And we can print this duration. Let's see what it prints. So duration. Oh, it's a different format. Maybe we can change it to hours, like how many hours was between these two time. It was like 41,000 this much hour, or we can change it like, let's see what else we have. 2 days, how many days was between these two time frames. 1713 days. Or do we have an year to year? No, I don't think so. The 2 millisecond or 2 minutes. This much minute was between these two time frames. Also we can calculate the period, like how many years was between these two time frames, or how many months was the difference. We can also calculate the period. Let me comment out period. Let's call it period equal to period dot between dot between. So we can pass starts and end. It requires local date, but we pass local date time. Maybe we can say dot to local date dot to local date. This print period. What it's going to print? It's again in a different format. Maybe we have some functions that get this, that get years. So there were 4 years different between these two time frame. Let's print the month dot get month, and let's also print that get date, get day, get day, get day. So there was a 4-year difference, 8 months and 10 days. We can also get the difference between hour and minute, etc. Then I think we can work with time zones also, the different time zones, using this local date and time. To print all the time zones available or supported by Java, I think we have zone ID class dot get available time zones. It's going to return what it returns. Returns a set of a string. We can loop through the set of a string dot for each, and let's print everything. So these are the different time zones available or supported by Java. We can create a time or a time zone of different or a time of different time zones, for example Pacific, Asia. Let's see what is the time in Asia. Let's say what's the time here. So what I'm gonna do, I will copy that and let's create a zone date and time, zone date time. Let's call it Asia time equal to zone date time dot off. So dot off thing we pass what it takes local date. Can we can pass a zone ID also. I think zone ID dot off. Let's pass this zone ID. Instead of off, let's call now. Yeah, so we are going to create a time or a date for a specific zone, for example Asia. Let's print that Asia time. Let's see what time is in Asia right now. It's what it is, 13-hour 14 minutes, or we can give it a format. What other zones we have? Asia, Tokyo. Let's see. Let's print the time in Japan. Let's see what time is over there right now. You guys can give a format for the time. The date is 2024 11/29 over there. In US it's 28. And the time is 3 o'clock 41 minutes and 30 seconds right now, and the zone is Japan. I think that's all we need to know about working with time and date in Java. So let me show you one more thing. We have a date here. Let me print that. Oh, we didn't print that. It's out. today dot format. Let's pass our DateTimeFormatter. Okay, we have this date. Imagine if we want to print the name of the day, what day is it? We can use EE here. So today is Thursday and the month is 11, day is 28 and year is 2024. And if you want to spell out the full spell, so we can pass 4 E's, I think. Yeah, today is Thursday 11/28/2024. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.